Hello and welcome back to the Off-Grid family. Today we're going to be testing out an 18650 battery charger and discharger, and it should give us the milliwatt hours, etc. You know, and we should be able to find out all the information about the batteries, which is going to be, you know, very important when making battery banks, etc. This one was relatively cheap off of AliExpress. I believe it was about £4, but they stiffed me on the postage, which I didn't notice, which was £4 something. So it cost £8, which is not really the amount I would have spent on it. £4 is a throwaway amount, as in if it's good enough, I could buy 5 or 6 of them and we could have them running in parallel, kind of thing. But at £8, it's not going to happen. But we'll review it, we'll see how it goes, see if it's any good. It might be brilliant, and then it might be worth the £8, you know. Before I get on, I'd just like to thank my patrons. Guys, you're amazing. I really appreciate everything you've done for this channel. I really, really do. If you'd like to join them, become a patron and join us on our WhatsApp chats and so on, then just pop down in the description and all the links are there. Anyway, let's get on. Okay, so as I said, this is the DC 5 volt Type C LCD battery capacity tester. It's for 18650 batteries, and it cost me £4.16, but basically the amount of postage was the same, so it was £8.29 all in all. So it was quite expensive, and I hadn't noticed that the postage was that much until after I paid, because I'm an idiot. Anyway, let's have a look at it. Okay, that's what you get in the packet, and there was no instructions on AliExpress where I got it from. So we're just going to have to guess. Let's have a look then. We've got a fuse, which I assume is where the power goes to dissipate as it's doing the calculations on how... Oh yeah, so it goes to 60 to 80 degrees C. That's not fun. That's going to be very, very warm. Let's have a look. So there's test one, and then there's another one on the other side. Oh, but that's saying power in, so maybe we can actually power it with an 18650 battery too. Because we got test. I have no idea. That also says test. Test one. So maybe we can test other things through Type C, possibly. And then that's the 5 volts in through Type C. So I'm going to get a couple of 18650 batteries and let's have a look. Okay, these ones haven't been charged or anything, so this is not a valid test yet. I just want to see how it works. Damn, son. And let's turn it on without touching anything. Okay, so that is powering it, thankfully. And let's have a look at this. Okay, this one says mode and then some Chinese stuff, and then it's got play and stop. So we can go through it. Yeah, discharge, charge, auto test. So let's go to discharge and press play. Do you know what? Okay, it was £8 and that's a waste of money, but that's so simple to use. I quite like that. What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to leave it for a bit. I'll leave it for about half an hour, and then I will actually get the thermometer out and we'll see. Oh, that's already heating up, and we'll see what temperature it is. I don't see why it didn't have a fan on as well, because then it would have been able to discharge faster and cool down the actual fuse, but such is life. Okay, the battery died and it's been 22 minutes, so let's see what the temperature's like. It's at 39-ish degrees, 35 degrees C, and that is about 100 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's not got super hot, but it is doing what it's supposed to. I like the fact that it's got all the different bits and bobs on here. Let me try and get that into thing. It's all very, very clear, if that makes sense, you know. I actually quite like it. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to fully charge this battery, and then I'm going to fully discharge it, and I can then compare it to I can do it again, but with a tester that I know works and is very accurate, and then we'll be able to know if this is any good at all. I will actually use the charge feature in this, see if that works. There you go. And I'll leave that to charge now. It's saying it's nearly fully charged. Will this overcharge, or is there overcharge prevention, etc.? That's a bit scary. The amps are dropping, so I think it is actually working alright. Do you know what? I've got plenty of 18650 batteries. We'll see if it overcharges it. I'll check in about 5 minutes, and we'll see. It is still going down, so I will leave it. And we'll see how long it takes to either overcharge it or what. Right, I will be back once this has fully charged, and then I'll test it to make sure it hasn't overcharged it, etc. But it could be a while from now, and obviously I don't want to be recording all that time because it's a waste of footage, and speeding up footage is all well and good, but when it's just watching numbers going up and down, it may not be as interesting as you might once think. Back soon. Okay, so it took 46 minutes to fully charge it. Okay, I just turned it on, and we had a spark come from here. Hang on, you'll be able to see it in a sec if this decides to zoom in. Can you see that? So I doubt it still works, but we'll see. Let's see if anything still works. I'm going to do a full discharge on it now. Oh, I think that might be the voltage regulator for the testing circuit here, which is fine by me if it is, but I'll have to look on a macro scale and actually see. So I'll check that out now, and basically I'm just going to leave that to slowly discharge, and then we can test it properly on my other device that I know is accurate, like I said. Okay, after doing some research, that is the constant current, constant voltage charging part, and I'm hoping it just goes to this. One thing it didn't ask me was how far I wanted it to discharge, and I'm wondering if it will go all the way to 0, and if so, then it's just ruined the battery, well, to an extent. I'm hoping it will go down to 1 volt and then stop itself automatically, but again, we'll just have to see. Okay, so it took 4 hours, 54 minutes and 51 seconds to drain one battery to not even a full volt, but it's done enough to work it out. I think it says 2054 amp hours, milliamp hours obviously, but to do one battery in nearly 5 hours, I need 100 of these just to do, you know, a part of them. Let's see if we can charge with this, or if that was the bit that broke. Okay, well that's handy to know that we can still charge. So it was just the USB part of it. So yeah, I'm not sure what happened. I thought that I'd put the 18650 battery in the wrong way around, because if you do that you can cause problems. It's got no reverse current safe measures, you know, just a diode would have helped. But that wasn't it, so I don't know, because I took the battery out thinking, oh, have I put it in wrong? And then I thought I had the other battery in the back, and I was like, yeah. So as far as I know, nothing was round the wrong way, but you know, who knows. But for £8, I don't think this is worth it. Right, I had said I was going to go off and then I was going to see what the efficiency and the accuracy of this was compared to my other one. But this has been on now for 5 hours. It says 3, but I had to turn it off when I went to bed last night. So this has been on for 5 hours and 34 minutes, and it still hasn't charged. It's only using 0.43 amps at most, and this is plugged into something that I'd normally plug in my other charger to, and it would have charged this in, you know, it depends how low it was, but like, you know, we're talking an hour and a half maybe. But it also does 5 at the same time and things, you know. This is not efficient. This is not useful at all. It might be useful, let's say, if it's in your car and you use a 18650 battery for it, let's say a torch, and this is your like charger, and you can have one in charging whenever you're driving and one using in a torch. You know, let's say if you work in security or something, that might be quite useful, although there are much smaller form-fitted chargers out there. So it discharged the battery very, very slowly, and it's charging it even slower. So I am just calling it there. I don't like this product, and it was expensive for what it does. I could have got something much better for £8 that would have done multiple batteries, etc. I could have made something better than this for £8. So yeah, that's where I'm calling it. Done. Okay, it's an absolute pile of rubbish. It takes too long to charge, too long to discharge. Bits of it decide to just set on fire randomly. It's just a piece of junk. That's possibly the worst thing I've bought on AliExpress. That should have been sold on Wish, you know, in my opinion. But yeah, I highly don't recommend that. I'm not sure what caused it to suddenly give off its magic life smoke, but it did, you know. I've got no idea. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.